What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. We appreciate you for diving in here on a Tuesday as we dive in for our one of our weekly shows here, and we're going to talk a little Steelers football. We're going to talk about the Darius Slay release. We're going to talk about the addition of Adam Thielen and why you cannot put old bandages that sit in the cupboard rotten that are expired onto massive gaping wounds. Yet the Pittsburgh Steelers here they do it. They sit, they figure, oh, why not? Let's get rid of the guy that we probably shouldn't have brought in. I had high hopes. I thought maybe he had a little bit of gas left in the tank. But hey, we'll get rid of him now. We'll make room for a 35-year-old that ain't done much here in 2025. That spent some time with the Panthers from the Vikings. Once was a real good player, but now we'll pick him up. But instead, we should have maybe thought about this at the trade deadline and maybe went after somebody a little bit more aggressively if you were so concerned with the weaponry of Aaron Rodgers for Aaron Rodgers. However, you bring Marquez Valdez-Scantling in and you don't do anything with him. But yet, then here you're going to bring in Thielen and you add him to the 53 man like he is going to make some dramatic jump and leap for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not sure what this football team is thinking. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm okay with bringing in Thielen just to see if like maybe something happens because what's the worst that can happen? Nothing because they're already in dire straits right now. But we will see. Hashtag fire Tomlin should be all over everything because this guy has ran his course in the city of Pittsburgh, and it is over for him, in my opinion. And I don't think he has this locker room at all. Black and Gold 36 LOL is just saying that on one of your posts, LOL smokescreen and mirrors can't fool me. I want bags packing in that office. Me too. I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of the lip service, and I am appreciative for what Mike Tomlin has brought to the city of Pittsburgh. I am, and I'm not going to sit here and dog him completely, but his time is over. It's done. And again, I'm appreciative of the man, Mike Tomlin. Thank you, Mike, but it is over. You have done nothing that you need to do in the last decade, over a decade. You have done nothing. And you can't ride off the coattails anymore of Bill Cowher. That team is gone. You won with that team. You did what you needed to do, and the rest has been absolutely mediocre despite one AFC championship game appearance against the Patriots in which you absolutely got fucking dog walked. But now, what do I remember the most about Mike Tomlin's time in the city of Pittsburgh? What do I remember the most? It's absolute early exits constantly in playoffs, absolutely backing in barely into the playoffs with just barely 500 football teams or 500 before they made it an 18-week schedule. Yeah, and now you can't get 500 unless you get a tie. But that's still, yeah, whatever. But anyway, you can't do it anymore. So yeah, the 8 and 8 days are over. You just can't do it. And Mike Tomlin, that's what I remember about him. I remember the mediocrity. I remember the unwillingness to change. I remember that every coach that he has brought in, offensively, defensively, after the Dick LeBeau era, defensively especially, has been absolutely vanilla and plain. And you can absolutely see on this football team each and every week that Mike Tomlin's micromanaging of this football team has absolutely 1000% destroyed it. His ego, his stubbornness has taken a once great franchise and put it at the bottom of the National Football League. And that is his legacy in Pittsburgh right now. He, short of literally running the fucking table here at the end of 2025 and winning a Lombardi trophy, that's the only thing that can save him in my eyes. And I don't even know if I can forget shit after that. That's how bad the last decade has been of Mike Tomlin, in my opinion. Another Wombat, what's up, man? Old People's Home, hashtag Fire Tomlin. Amen, man. You all are on that shit. I am on it too. My Florida Pink 79, what's up? Tom Brady, 7 rings. You're becoming the Cowboys. Iconic franchise losing credibility. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Tom. You're not wrong, man. You are not wrong in what you're saying, and that is what they are becoming. The Cowboys just did it a lot sooner and have been doing this a lot longer in terms of their mediocrity. But at least the Cowboys will catch fire here after they'll make a trade or something. They'll run out and finish pretty decent inside of the regular season. They just can't win a playoff game either. But that's what they're. You don't even get that in the city of Pittsburgh anymore. You'll get sometimes decent starts and then barely clawing your way to get into the playoffs, barely just making it. Now you find yourself going up against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore for a game that is going to decide the division right now in week 14. It's going to decide the division, guys. Who wins Sunday wins this division in the AFC North. Mark my words. And just that might not even be it because the Bengals might run the table now that Joe Burrow's back. Yeah, I know they ain't got no defense. I get that. But I guarantee you they can score. So maybe they catch up. Maybe they run the table and win the AFC North after fucking looking the way they have this season with nobody on that defensive side of the football. What's up, Miss P? I was done before the season started. Yeah, a lot of people are, a lot of people think that or say that. I've had high hopes. I thought maybe, this old roster perhaps could have a little gas in the tank, but, it doesn't. And I got to say this about Aaron Rodgers. He's embarrassing himself by coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Not only is he embarrassing himself week in and week out, but he is ruining a legacy, a Hall of Fame career by playing for Mike Tomlin. I hate to say that, but the truth is the truth. Craig Werlo, the signing is a desperate move by a coach and organization that knows they are in deep shit. Absolutely, man. They are grabbing for anything they can right now because they know the clock is ticking right now. And if you are the Roonies, you cannot allow Mike Tomlin to continue to be the head coach of this football team. And I get it. You don't want to fire people. I understand that. You're loyal, and I respect that. I get that. But sometimes you can be overly loyal. Sometimes you can be over the top with this shit, and they have been over the top with it and Mike Tomlin coaches anywhere else, guys, he is fired in year 6. Done. Maybe he makes it to 10 years. Maybe. But he is fired far, far, far long before this bullshit that's going on. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles, how they ran through coaches. They had Andy Reid, Hall of Famer. Andy goes somewhere else, wins championships. They don't mind. They bring in Doug Peterson. He wins the Super Bowl. Guess what? They don't care. Hit the fucking bricks. They bring in Nick Sirianni. He wins the Super Bowl. Guess what? His leash is quite fucking short too, because I can guarantee you, if he fumbles the bag here, they'll find another him in a minute too. They don't mind. That's what a championship culture is all about. I hate to say it in today's football. You got to just go with the hot hand. Sadly, it's what it seems like anyway, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Watt hasn't won anything. Overrated. I don't believe TJ Watt is overrated. I believe he just plays for an absolute shit franchise right now. TJ Watt has done had an amazing career thus far. He has done things that others can't. Let's just be real about that. But he plays for a franchise in which they are absolutely gone, lost, misguided, led by a guy that I don't got a fucking clue. Like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Drop your comments in there. Let's have these conversations here tonight about this football team because I have had enough. Um, I just want to blow my nose on this fucking terrible towel at this point. Craig Werler, I'm surprised that they haven't brought up MVS. Yeah, you brought him in there and you haven't done anything with him. A guy that Aaron Rodgers is comfortable with. Why not? What do you have to lose? Cal hasn't done anything here as of late. Roman Wilson hasn't done much. Aaron refuses to throw to him. I get it. He's young. I understand he's going to make mistakes, but he's open. But there are a lot of plays in this offense schematically that they run that they are so outmatched, that they are so mismatched that nobody is open, guys. And that is a real, real issue. Guys don't understand timing with Aaron Rodgers. They're not looking back when they need to. They don't understand the signals. You saw Jonnu Smith miss a wide open touchdown there where Aaron threw it. Aaron gave him a signal to run that route. He didn't do it. He instead ran to the fade to the out instead of shade to the middle and catch that football for a touchdown. But that's exactly the That's what happens when you're playing with a bad football team. Here we go, Steelers. What's up, Aaron Jade? Hey, I wish. Now we got Drake May. Oh, you're talking about yeah, Drake's great. He's no Tom Brady. I mean, let's not even go there. Let's not even get near there. He's not in the Tom Brady category. Maybe he gets there one day, but no, he ain't in that conversation, man. He ain't even sniffing that conversation yet. People bring up all the time about Tom Brady and all the scandals and shit. Guys, he's the greatest of all time, and I'm a Steeler fan. But the greatest quarterback to ever don a uniform in the National Football League is Tom Brady. Whether you like that or not, he wins. He isn't going to wow you with athleticism. He isn't going to wow you with arm strength. But what does he do? He fucking wins. And that's what you're looking for in a quarterback, a leader, a guy that is going to hold everybody in that building accountable, a guy that is going to look at that wide receiver room, that tight end room, that running back room, that offensive line, and say to them, listen, you have to be schematically and fundamentally sound. You have to know your assignment. If you don't know your job, I'm not throwing you the football and you're going to get up out of here. That's what you have to have, man. And that's what Tom Brady was. Again, the best to ever do it. 7 Super Bowls. The proof's in the fucking pudding. Played in how many? 10? 11? The guy played in countless Super Bowls, won so many, more than anybody. And he is simply the absolute GOAT, whether we like it as Steeler fans or not, whether we want to talk about Spygate or not. I don't care. That didn't change those games. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. We can't never know. We won't never be able to rewind time and find out whether that would have changed those games or not. So guess what? Right now, on paper, Tom Brady, best there ever was. Craig Werlow, even though I am so pissed with this team, I will be on the edge of my seat Sunday for a win against the Ratbirds. They're not going to win Sunday, Craig. I hate to tell you that. The body language, what I saw on that football field Sunday, the way that team gave up after Aaron Rodgers got fucking shellacked in the beginning of the third quarter, when they lost that lead so quickly and the tables turned so quickly against the Buffalo Bills. Once I saw their body language post game, once I've heard Mike Tomlin speak post game, he has lost that building. That football team is done. They have no more gas left. It is over. Over, over, over. The Steelers might not win another game this season. All the fair weather fans, you'll see them. They'll all jump ship. All the ones you see during football season in these chats acting like they know football and talking football, they'll be gone. You won't see them no more. They'll be out of here. And it is what it is. Again, they're done. They are done, guys. The Steelers are cooked. Cooked, cooked, cooked. And you know I am the biggest optimist out there, guys. You know I try to hype things up to make it feel good for you guys. And in my head, sometimes I'm just saying, "Man, you're wrong, Jason. Don't do it. You're falsely leading people." But I am truthful with you 99.9% of the time when I'm not trying to hype you up. So, and I'm telling you now, guys, they will be lucky to win one more game. Lucky, 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 lucky. Truth on. This run defense sucks. Casey Hampton must be rolling over in his grave. He isn't dead. Why are you saying Casey Hampton? He ain't dead. He's alive. He's alive and well, man. He's actually quite skinnier, quite a lot skinnier now. A hell of a lot skinnier, rather. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied here tonight. But yeah, he's not rolling over in any grave. He's probably rolling over in his bed right now watching fucking Netflix or something. Like, share, subscribe, all that good shit here on Mike Drop Sports. You saw Derek Harmon being out. That hurt too. He definitely provides a lot to that run defense whenever they are good. And we want to talk about them being bad. They're not bad all the time. They were bad Sunday. Tanya, what's up? Tanya says, our season is over. This won't hype me up. It's still 6-11, right? They're cooked, man. They're done, Tanya. They're gonna lose for sure. They're gonna be 6-11, might 7-10, maybe they win one more game. But this team's done. They're toast, man. You saw frustration on Jalen Ramsey's face that I don't know if I've ever seen, and that guy played in Jacksonville. So that should tell you something. Miss Pittsburgh, it says level up 2x, but I think it's Miss P. I totally agree. They are cooked. They are cooked, man. This is sad. A six-time champion with those iconic pinstripes getting constantly blown out by the Browns, Cincy, and Baltimore. They don't get blown out by them guys, though, Tom. Tom Brady's 7 rings. They don't get blown out by divisional opponents. They just don't. They really don't. Maybe here and there once in a while, but they really play the division actually well. Baltimore, despite last season, and the Steelers even got one against them last year. But if you look at the last 7, 8 years, the Steelers have owned the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson's only won against the Steelers like 4 times total, if that, 3 or 4 times total. Look it up, you'll see. But they've owned Cleveland, they've owned Cincinnati, they've owned. Well, actually, Cincinnati's the only one that's played them actually pretty comparable, dead even. Actually, so Cincinnati probably the biggest rivalry actually for the Steelers. But really, if you take out 2024 and you look at the Steelers Ravens, the Steelers have owned that, absolutely owned it. So yeah, they don't play the division badly at all. Is it the same knee for Harmon that's hurt? I do believe so, Craig. I do believe, yeah. Um, okay, get the F off the internet, a-hole. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Sam. I appreciate that. But this is what you get, guys, right here when you talk about uh, something going wrong. When you talk about a team falling apart, you have Homer fans that don't know ball, that don't have any clue about ball. They know one thing. They know the shield on the Steeler helmet. That's what they know. And they don't pay attention to actual schematics. They don't pay attention to actual football. They know absolutely nothing. They're uneducated. They're idiots. They're morons. They're stupid. I don't know how else to describe them, but yet they'll come onto the internet, they'll come on chats, they'll come onto shows and try to throw things in and use stupid negative language like that, because they're not able to articulate a sentence, they're not able to come up with a formula or formulate a real idea, they're not able to give you any fundamental basis behind their argument. So yeah, those types of fans are gonna rear their head, man. The Steeler apologists, the Tomlin apologists, these people that'll go to the death because it's the Steelers and act like you should never point out any type of deficiency that they have. So yeah, those fans will come along. They gonna play at week 17. Who? Ravens? Yeah, they play the Ravens this week. They play the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, December 7th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Baltimore. It will be two 6-6 football teams, two bad football teams, led by two quarterbacks that aren't playing well at all. I don't think Lamar Jackson's ever going to win a championship. That's just the way it is. But, you look at these two football teams and you say to yourself, bad football teams. Neither one of them deserved to even win the division. That's the bad part, man. That's the bad part. Yeah, sorry guys. I was gonna try to fix something in my chat box here. Um, yeah, I don't think I can fix it here. I was gonna fix the timer on the chat box, but I can't fix it there. That's okay. Right here, Craig Werlow says I wouldn't mind the Notre Dame head coach. His name I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not in the business right now of like even exploring it. I'm so like over Mike. I do think the Steelers have been good at finding those coaches, so I'll trust in their ability. But I don't know about this current Rooney that's at the helm, whether or not he'll be able to do the same thing. But we'll see. They usually go out there and try to find somebody young and a no-name type guy, and that's what they usually try to do. Not a booster with a big enough blank check. That's what he says, Stewart or Stu Nartz. Oh, you mean you want to see Howard play in week 17? I think the Steelers should play Will Howard now. You know what Mason Rudolph is. He's not going to be your franchise starter. He's a backup in this league. That's what he is. I love Mason. I think he plays well, but he's a backup. Um, so he's going to be the backup. Maybe you go out and draft a guy like Drew Aller or something next year out of Penn State. Maybe you do that and have a quarterback room of Will Howard, Drew Aller, Mason Rudolph being the two, and give two young guys time to develop. Give Will the nod, let him go out there and cut his teeth in the NFL and see what happens. Truth bomb, Tomlin is mentally ill, kind of sad and embarrassing at this point. Unfortunately, like when your grandpa has dementia, you put him in a home and forget about him. Yeah, he meets the true definition of insanity, Truth Fong. What is the definition of insanity when you look it up in the dictionary? It's repeatedly doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity, and Mike Tomlin meets that definition. So if you were going to classify Mike Tomlin as anything, it's absolutely mentally fucking insane, is what he is. Why is this Rooney so scared for change? I don't know, man. I don't get it, man. I think he needs to hand the keys over to the young one, but that won't happen until he's about on his deathbed. Got to see what you got. Play Howard. I agree. I just think it's time. Why not? You ain't got nothing to lose. This is my theory. You have week 14 here against the Ravens. Go see how it works out. If Will could get you a win, cool. If not, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? Another Wombat. I agree. Howard should play now so you can get an idea of what you got in him. I agree. I agree. Now, the only thing that I don't want to see is him playing behind these bad schematics, guys. You don't want a Will Howard coming into these schematics that are driven by the micromanagement of Mike Tomlin, where you don't throw the ball into the middle of the field, you're ultra conservative, you're running far too heavy packages on a consistent basis. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, Spencer Anderson's lining up in a fucking bunch, trips bunch right, trips bunch left. You're having Spencer Anderson in the fucking slot, guys. I mean, I'm all about the gimmick stuff. I am. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm all about the Spencer Anderson being eligible shit, but they have taken it to a weird, odd fucking place, guys. They have taken it to an odd place. They should be embarrassed. I said it. When I seen him get out there and line up as a receiver in a trips bunch, I'm like, I've seen it all. And not only did they do it once, they did it countless times, like over and over, bringing this guy in, acting like he's a fucking skill player. When you are a defense, think about this, my friends. Think about this. When you are an opposing defense at any level of football, who cares? NFL be damned. I don't care if it's the NFL. At any level of football, if I'm a head coach for a team or a defensive coordinator for a team, any team at any level, and I see an offense that is absolutely one dimensional, that I know they're going to run the football, especially when they bring in certain personnel packages, I'm going to be able to load up. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I understand that they have nobody that's going to hurt you over to the top, I'm going to roll safeties down. I'm going to bring heat. I'm going to load the box. That is going to take away that middle of the field also, where they can't go into the middle of the field because the offense is absolutely so predictable. The box, the 8-man box is so loaded. And at any time, if they see one of those tight ends release, they can simply drop back 4 or 5 steps, and 99.9% of the linebackers in the National Football League are athletic enough to be able to fall back and catch up with those routes. They're not going to get smoked on them. You don't have to have any safety help over the top for any of the receivers because DK Metcalf can't get off the fucking line of scrimmage. For as big as he is, he can't get off the fucking line. I don't know what he's doing, dude. Be mean. Run somebody the fuck over. But if you, again, were able to load up in certain areas, you're going to be so good against that offense. I was just using a name, another Wombat. I haven't watched him enough, so I can't give you another accurate assessment. You probably know better than me on it, buddy. Um, But I'll say this. I was just throwing names. So yeah, if you got other names too, cool, throw them in there. But I'm just saying, maybe you give a young guy like a Drew Al or somebody, anybody. I don't care who it is at this point, and get a young quarterback room to where you got guys that you could potentially give some time to and see if they develop and try to catch lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? R. Wayne 3326. I kind of feel like in the 2026 draft, we need a number one wide receiver or left tackle more than a quarterback. I think that you have enough draft capital right now that you could address a ton of needs in the 2026 draft. And again, guys, good players just don't reside in rounds 1 and 2. That's a farce. The Steelers have been an organization that have found players late in late rounds. I mean, yeah, guys like Antonio Brown that have been found late in the draft. So it's definitely something that can be done, and the Steelers are going to have to really do their homework and really, really be on top of the scouting this year and really have a solid draft in 2026. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to fix this stupid holder here real quick. Hold on, my hand's going to be up there. There we go. All right, let's go. Challenger says Tomlin in desperation mode. Yeah, you ain't lying there. Craig Warlow, I would be afraid Will Howard would be ruined by this and this coaching staff and their schemes. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. That's what I'm afraid of even for next year if you bring in a young quarterback. What are you going to do? I mean, the schematics are so bad that you're really going to ask a guy in his first year in the NFL to come in and play behind those types of schematics, those types of coaching methods, these outdated ways of bringing along an offense. I mean, honestly, you'll wonder why no young, exciting offensive mind wants to come to Pittsburgh to coach under Mike Tomlin. You want to know why those guys are always mentioned? They'll come in for an interview or something, but they never land those guys. You want to know why they don't want to come? It's because they know Mike Tomlin is going to micromanage them. They know they're not going to have any autonomy inside of the offense to do what they want. They understand that and they're not ready to do that. They don't want to do that. They want to go to a place to where they're going to have full autonomy to do whatever they want and be able to call the plays that are new and exciting and innovative. And you can't do that in Pittsburgh because of the micromanagement of Mike Tomlin. And again, why would you ask a young quarterback to come in and play under that? And young quarterbacks don't want to come in and play under those systems. Or Wayne 3326. I agree with the other comments. I want to see some willpower. At least know what we got with him. But I think it would be a mistake to continue with Rogers or Mason at this point. But sadly, again, I agree. I want to see Will Howard too. But I gotta play a little bit of this argument though on both sides because if you bring Will Howard in there, are you really going to see what you have in him? I mean, are you going to truly be able to get a real accurate assessment? I don't. I think the answer is no because you're playing in such a bad offensive system. Oh, my dogs are both in here. I didn't even realize they're both laying here on the floor. I didn't even realize they were both in here, and the door's closed, so they're probably like, "What the fuck, man? I got to be in here with this asshole all night talking." Yeah. Challenger says Steelers offense doesn't have any dimensions. Dementia, maybe. Yeah, they got dementia, but they definitely don't have any dimensions. No, there's no layers to it. Any good offensive system, any good offensive scheme has layers. And it's like chess. Every move sets up the next move. That's how you have to think as an offensive coordinator. And Arthur Smith doesn't think that way. And Mike Tomlin sure the fuck don't think that way because he's dumber than a box of fucking rocks, man. All right, guys, let's talk about this. The release of Darius Slay. They have mutually parted ways. Darius Slay now on to the free agency market. Slay has performed poorly, doesn't want to tackle anybody, and strictly, literally just, he's done, guys. He's washed, he's cooked, he's toast. And I was hoping that they would have a little gas in the tank for Slay this year to be able to come in and do some nice things, but they weren't able to get any type of production out of Darius Slay, so he is going to be gone. But that takes away some depth too. But honestly, addition by subtraction sometimes. But it is what it is. But let's talk about the one everybody's talking about, the addition of Adam Thielen. That was just recently released by the Minnesota Vikings, and that should tell you something about the 35-year-old, 6'2", 195-pound wide receiver Adam Thielen. Here in 2025, he only has 8 catches for 69 yards, guys. Let that sink in if you're talking about Adam Thielen. Literally not Adam Thielen like, right? So when you look at Adam Thielen, you say to yourself, damn, like, what are the Steelers going to expect with this guy? And the answer is not much. Maybe, just maybe, there is some wild chance, some like 1% chance that Adam Thielen comes in and is able to do some nice things. But again, guys, schematically, he will be screwed. Schematically, he's not going to be in a system that sets him up to succeed. So let's look at his stats. Mm, damn, guys, I don't feel very good tonight. All right, let's look at his stats. All right, guys, let's look at Adam Thielen's stats here. Let's bring them up for you. There we go. Right there, it tells you when he started, 2014. That's the year Adam Thielen came into the league. Has played what, two, four, six? Yeah, what? 2014, 10. Yeah, so 11 years in the National Football League right now for Adam Thielen. This is his 11th year. Has played the majority of the games there to start, then had a little bit of a rough patch in 2019. He missed 6 games. Missed a couple games in 2020. Missed some time in 2021. Played all 17 games in 2023 and 2022. So that was good. And then in Carolina, he only played 10 games with 48 catches and 62 total targets, and he only had 615 yards, averaged 12.8 yards per catch with 5 touchdowns. That was his last year in Carolina. In his first year in Carolina, he did have over 1,000 yards, but only 4 touchdowns, playing for a really bad Panthers team at the time. But he did play all 17 games, 103 receptions on 137 targets. He did have some decent numbers, so that was encouraging, and that was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. And then you look at his last real productive year in Minnesota. His last really truly massive year in Minnesota was 2018, guys, and that was a 1,373 yard season. Now, he had a big year for touchdowns in 2020 with 14. But other than that, guys, what do you see? What are you getting from Adam Thielen here? Let's talk about his career. 173 games played, 693 receptions, 995 targets, 8,380 yards. He's averaged 12 yards per catch. He has 64 touchdowns, 71 being his long. And yeah, pretty decent. I mean, pretty decent numbers. But again, guys, his last big year in Minnesota where he really earned shit, that was in 2018 in terms of yardage and things of that nature. Now, he did have a big year for touchdowns a couple years later after that. But again, Adam Thielen has only had one 1,000 yard season since 1,000 yard season since 2018, guys. So 1,000 yard season since 2018. That's crazy, ain't it? And what are we expecting now when you see him? Mike Cara says typical, pathetic, absolutely. Yeah, there might not be another Wombat. There might not be a quarterback to take in the first round. You're right. There may not be. Need 2 wide receivers and 2 cornerbacks. Hi, that's from Mark Malone. Good to see you, Mark. Maybe, guys. Again, I feel like there's a tremendous amount of draft capital within the Steelers' current structure. So I'm hoping that they make really good use out of that draft capital, no doubt about it. Armin, what's up, Armin? Good to see you, man. Ain't seen you in a little bit, I don't think, but it's good to see you, Armin. Good evening, Jason. Who is your opinion the hottest Super Bowl contender? Well, right now in the AFC, I'm looking at Patriots, Broncos. Those are probably my top two right now in terms of teams that I think can make it to the Super Bowl, that could actually have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Both young teams led by young quarterbacks. But guys, that's when I feel like teams are good, man, and got a chance. We saw it in Pittsburgh with Big Ben young. So on the NFC side, really right now, I think it's wide open in the NFC. I really do. I think the Rams are probably the best team in the NFC, if you ask me right now. But those are my like three picks right now that I think are the better teams in the NFL. Oh, he's talking to another wombat. Let me go to the next Slay down after Slay is gone. See ya. Yes. I cried when we lost to the Bengals. Yeah, that was a piss poor one, man. PIS, Pi Supo Fredericks. I didn't want to say your name wrong, man, but I was trying to bring you up here. But PISU 684. So first, everyone calls them out for not making moves, and then they try and make moves, and they get shit on. What do you short-sighted people want? What do you mean? I wanted them to make a move at the deadline. They didn't. This is a bad, and again, wait, let me rephrase this. Because at the top of the show, I said what? I'm okay with it. Maybe Adam Thielen comes in and does something. Maybe there's like a 1% chance that happens. Cool. Okay. I'm okay with it. Pick him up. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But where was this at the fucking trade deadline? What do you mean? Oh, where do you short-sighted people want? What do you mean, buddy? This has been a conversation the whole season. This has been a conversation since 2024 about going out and getting another target, going out and making that wide receiver room better. And when they made the wide receiver room better, we thought it was with DK Metcalf, but they didn't add anything to it. I'm all for letting George Pickens walk. I was cool with that. I don't mind. I don't care. But you got to compensate for that loss. And they didn't. And that's a problem. And that's an issue. So this isn't short sighted. This is being a realist and understanding what's at stake. You're putting an expired old Band-Aid, a crusty old Band-Aid that you found at the bottom of your cabinets, and you're expecting that Band-Aid to stop a massive gaping wound that's gushing blood. That's what you're expecting. So I mean, I don't understand your comment. It just kind of makes no sense. It's like you're one of those people. You're one of those people that defend the Steelers no matter what stupid shit they do. And that's not being a fan. That's just being a homer, dude. That's not knowing ball. That's just being a fucking homer, man. And it's just, it is what it is. And I gotta say it like it is. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie for the fact or for to get subscribers and shit. I don't care. We have almost 5,000 subscribers. I'm happy because 99% of probably all our fucking subscribers here at this channel at least know ball. Let's do it, man. This Pittsburgh says same thing next year. Yeah, he was good about 5 years ago, no doubt. Yeah, but he was okay with no quarterback, really good quarterback play in Carolina, a couple years ago. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I hope he's good, guys. I really do. No. Oh yeah, we talked about that in the off season, our Wayne. We talked about that in the off season. We talked about the ratings and all that. Yeah, we did talk about that. They talk about everything from, condition of suites inside of the stadium and shit. Family rooms and stuff. Some of the stuff was off base and stupid. I don't care how they treat like family on game day. That don't matter to me. I want wins. I don't give a fuck. Uh, All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up, man. I don't feel very good tonight. So I appreciate it. We're going to talk again tomorrow night. So make sure you are here for us tomorrow night. We're going to do 3 shows per week in terms of the weekdays, and then we'll do our weekend shows, um, pre and post game and all that stuff. So we will be about 5 or 6 shows a week, but we're not going to do one every single weeknight. I'm going to try for tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be the next night. But you got to turn your notification bell on. We definitely want to just do about 3 shows during the weekdays, and we'll go with it like that. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. We're going to get up out of here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We would appreciate that very much so. And again, guys, thank you for all your contributions here tonight in the chat and everything. And yeah, see you tomorrow, man.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's